Salutations everyone, I'm the Goldflower Reviewer, and welcome back to another Goldflower Reaction. Yeah, it's been a minute since I did one. Last time I reacted to Spooky's Top 10 Worst SML Videos list, which actually did really well. You know, obviously Spooky enjoyed it, and Mill City commented on it, and I love Mill City reviews, so that was really nice. But today, I'm reacting to a video from, what was it? Soupy about the world's most controversial puppet show, which obviously is gonna be Logan. Um, honestly, I picked this video because it's new and it's 30 minutes, so you know we're gonna be here for a long while. Time for me to spout my nonsense about this YouTuber who hasn't really, I was gonna say hasn't been good in 10 years, but that's subjective. But yeah, let's get into it.
YouTube is a place where anyone and everyone can upload whatever videos they want, as long as it abides by the term of service.
Yeah.
Skits, animations, vlogs, basically whatever you want. And yet, currently YouTube is a cesspool of trends, regurgitated content, and insincere charity work.
I'm obviously not qualified to talk about Mr. Beast because I haven't viewed his content in well over 4 years. But I will say that is actually really interesting that he brought it up off the rip, because YouTube has shifted into more of following trends and doing what's popular. You know, I remember the original slogan for YouTube was "Broadcast Yourself," and it's very interesting that, you know, despite that being the slogan, not a soul out there does that much anymore. That's one of the things I strive for, you know. I might exaggerate my takes and such, but I'm always gonna give it to you as real as I can be while still being entertaining, you know. I feel like some YouTubers struggle with that, and they're like, "Oh, I want to be fully authentic," and then they're just not interesting. No hate, you know. That's kind of the happy medium you have to meet, where it's like you're entertaining, but you're still being as honest as you can be while still being entertaining. But yeah, Mr. Beast's insincere charity work. We can say that.
It's rough out here. But back in the day, it was, well.
Yeah, Mario loves the far. Look at Lance in the background, brother. I use this in the background of my. Oh yeah, I need to turn the resolution up. I was 1080p. That's casual. But yeah, I used this in my 18th anniversary of SML short. Speaking of anniversaries, I'm actually gonna fact check myself right now, make sure I don't spout some bullshit. But I'm fairly certain, because I'm recording this at 2 in the morning, by the way. I'm fairly certain that today is the 10-year anniversary of Mario the Babysitter, which would mean today is technically the 10-year anniversary of Jeffy. I just need to see if that's correct. It is January 24th, 2016. Yep. We are now 10 years of Jeffy being a character. I was going to make a full-length, like, video of Jeffy's tenure on SML. I might still do that. But I've been busy. And honestly, Jeffy's not very interesting, so, His impact is, but him as a character, hell no.
So YouTube wasn't ever really great, but that's only if you're looking at it from a pessimistic point of view.
Yeah.
YouTube as a whole is pretty fantastic in my opinion. It can have some great content that's genuinely better than a lot of Hollywood productions or what you see on TV. It's just that back in the day, you'd have something so genuine, like, let's say, a remake of the Super Mario Bros. Got Milk commercial made by a 13-year-old and his brother. Do you prefer 2007 over now?
No.
Well, one, I was a baby. Two, hell no. I think we have it way better now than when YouTube was first starting out.
I don't know about all of that. I actually disagree with him on that one. I feel like it's very easy to say we have it better now, but then again, I feel like my mindset, YouTube, when it started in, what was it, 2005, up until, I think the golden age of YouTube was probably 2008 to maybe 2016. So, what, that 8-year period? I think that was, like, the prime age, but before that, even, the possibilities were endless, you know? If you even had, like, I will say the standards were way lower back then. So, it was given what we know now, it'd be fucking extremely easy to become the most popular YouTube channel. Fucking Smosh got popular off of doing lip sync videos to Pokemon. You know, it's like, you know, YouTube back then, it was so it wasn't easy to get popular, but it was, comparative to now, it was so much easier because the standards weren't really there yet. But that's a conversation for a later day.
But we rarely get gems like a kid using a Mario doll to show us his Nintendo consoles. Then again, I do get videos like how to make pickle Pepsi at home for free.
The fuck?
Or my supervillain intro.
What?
Anyways, I'm getting a bit sidetracked from what I wanted to talk about. Throughout YouTube's lifespan, we've had a lot of variety in what videos we'd get. There'd be high production for the time. Video game reviews, video diaries, video game trailers, or plush videos.
You know, now that he brought up the AVGN, now I kind of want to talk about him, but that's like a 4-hour conversation. I might have to start streaming deadass, just so people can tune in and ask me some random questions, because I would love to talk to y'all on some real shit.
Oh,
Aw, man.
looking forward to Christmas this year? You would like to be Phil? Oh.
Plush videos?
This motherfucker, bro.
What
Cute
the hell's
Mario
that?
Bros. The basic rundown is pretty much just a different form of skit comedy.
Plush videos are a genre on YouTube called PlushTube, where people of all ages would get a camera, grab some plushies, and record them doing stuff. Of course, that's a really simple way of explaining it, but
Yeah.
that's basically what it is.
It's a very simple way of explaining it, but he's not incorrect.
It all started with a channel called Elmo Fan.
What? Wait, hold on. New lore?
He made some surprising videos, I'm gonna be honest.
Second time are you excusing me?
Wait, are we dead ass? Hold on, are we actually dead ass? Hold the fuck on, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna have to hunt. Let me research myself right now. Who the fuck is this guy? No, I'm not even trying to spell hate. Hold on. Elmo Fan. Damn, hold on. Shit, February 2006 is when this dude started. Wow, that's crazy. I've went my whole life thinking it was Cute who started this. Maybe Cute was just the first Mario Plus channel. That is very possible that he was just the first. I've always thought of him as the first Plus channel in general. It actually blew my mind.
Sleeping with other men. Sick and tired, there's nothing to talk about, okay? Oh shit.
So that's what you think about me, Frogger? I'll show you what I think about you.
Bro, Woody before Shrimpos was crazy.
And your little gay friend, too. Are you saying I should become straight?
What? You know, ironically, I would rather watch this over Modern SML. No hate.
Yes, Woody. That is what I say.
Goku.
I was not expecting this from a channel called Elmo Fan. Like, it's hilarious, don't get me wrong, but
Oh, no, this shit's hilarious.
it's not what I expected. I don't really have a lot to say about them. I only just found out about this channel while writing the script. Anyways, After Elmo Fan was a YouTube channel that if you're into plush tubing, you probably already know about.
Yep, Cute Mario
It's
Bros.
called Cute Mario Bros. I was about to say Super Mario Bros. I saved myself. It's about a Mario toy and a Luigi plush going on adventures together, and this created a subgenre for plush tubing specifically about Mario plush videos.
So yeah, so Cute was the first Mario Plus channel. That's so that no hate to Elmo Fan. I discovered you like 2 minutes ago, but that's so crazy. Just thinking that this shit wasn't invented by Cute. I went my whole life thinking that. I kind of feel like an inadequate plush reviewer now because never mind. I think I've unintentionally spread misinformation.
I don't know what this is. It's not. There's nothing like merging. I don't know why I did that. So that's basically the history of plush tubing. I covered every single base. Okay, trust me.
You ain't cover shit. You ain't cover nothing. You covered the basic fundamentals, and that's probably no. Again, there's no hate, but again, I know I say shit in a way more like kind of arrogant type of tone. I don't mean any hate if Soapy's watching this. I mean no hate. I'm just saying, as the plush tubing historian, self-proclaimed, you ain't talking about nothing.
Me. Now let's talk about SML.
Yeah, let's talk about Logan.
I referenced SML a lot throughout this video without you knowing. That's called subliminal messaging.
Yeah.
Unless you did know.
We know this.
I just wasted my time.
We know
SML,
this.
also known as Super Mario Logan, is a channel that made Mario plush videos. Duh. SML was started by a kid named Logan 30acre in 2007. His first video was that Super Mario Got Milk remake I mentioned earlier. I'm not going to go over too much on Logan specifically because there's a lot of other stuff I want to talk about, and to be honest, the video would be kind of sad at some points.
Yeah, Logan's life is actually really sad. I want to go into the chapter so bad just to see what we're talking about, but I want to surprise myself. If we're not talking about Logan specifically, I guess we're just talking about the content, in which case that's still a treasure trove of shit to talk about.
Which I don't want that. I don't want my viewers to feel anything. No. I want you to mindlessly watch my videos.
Yeah, be like everyone else.
Probably doom scrolling on the other tab or playing Fortnite.
I don't do
Logan made a Draw My Life, which if you become invested after watching this video, I really suggest watching it. It's a good watch.
I've watched it millions of times.
The second video on his channel was that Nintendo Game Systems video I mentioned earlier, where the Mario plush doll is talking about his game stuff.
I'm really interested to see if Logan still has all of these. Guarantee he doesn't, but
blah blah. But his magnum opus was Wario's BMX challenge.
Sir, what?
Hi, I'm Wario, and I like to ride my BMX bike for workout. Okay, see? Look at this. I like doing that on.
He just awakened a core memory. I remember watching this when I was like 4, and the only reason I do is because I remember that the bike itself, this part, and I swear, watching 2007, early 2008 SML is like watching a fever dream. You don't even know if it really exists, you know?
Right back right there, oh yeah. Gonna jump. Gonna do my cool trick. I'm gonna jump off this mountain right here. Gonna land on that navigator. Gonna land perfectly. Okay, without a scratch or anything.
You know, I've said this before. Not on camera, but I've said this before. Logan, when he was 13, sounded way more like a kid than I did. When I was 13, a few years ago, I sounded pretty much how I do now. That's either a my voice hasn't dropped yet thing, which I guarantee it has, because I can feel the rumble, pause, and, or Logan just has 0 testosterone, which we also know to be true, so,
Okay, one go. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Okay. 1, 2,
foreshadowing.
3.
This would have been fucking hilarious if we had the Kelly Toy Wario plush.
His videos mainly just had Mario characters at first, but as time went on, he added characters like Tony the Tiger, Woody, Shrek,
Oh
Mr.
God.
Pig, all voiced by...
Let me beat that ass. I'm the old SML glazer, I'm aware. But characters like Tony and Mr. Pig do not top my list. I'm not one of them glazers that'd be like,
well, everything before Jeffy was super good, and it was immaculate.
no. I think Tony is a character from an era that has long since passed, and him returning in any kind of meaningful role would kind of be, not redundant, but kind of unnecessary, because his humor is so far removed from what SML is, or even was 10 years ago. Like, Tony kind of fell out of style by the time Mama Luigi came about, and that was less than a year into the channel's history. No, wait.
His brother Lance, by the way. Yeah, he did these videos with just his brother Lance at first. Eventually, he had 2 of his friends, Luke and Zeke, join him, and they had their own characters and everything. One day, Logan had the idea to film his characters going on adventures instead of just parroting American Idol or showcasing a bunch of Logan stuff. He called this series Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures.
The single greatest plush series to ever exist in the face of humanity. I don't mean that with any satire, by the way. MLSTA might legitimately be the best plush videos I've ever seen. Just solely off of impact and innate quality. Because they're not, like Season 1, for example, isn't the greatest thing you'll ever see. The impact it caused, not even on Logan's channel, on the entire plush genre, is immeasurable, you know?
Genius. This series created his, at the time, most popular character, Mama
Luigi.
This, of course, was way, way, way back in the day. Luke and Zeke don't do videos with Logan anymore because they moved away to Colorado, which also meant Mama Luigi would be gone because his voice actor Zeke was gone.
Yeah.
A lot of people consider this period Logan's prime,
Yep.
which I genuinely can't view this as anything but nostalgia.
We're getting into this argument now. Okay. Alright, I would love to actually listen, I've always wanted to collaborate with somebody. I collaborated with Super Mario Nick about 3 years ago now. I'll probably link that in the description of this video if y'all want to watch that. That was back before I really locked into reviewing. But let's talk about this. Nostalgia being the only reason people like this? No. I think it's a big part. I'm not going to say it's zero, because it's definitely a big part of why people like me, for example, love MLSTA. And if he's just talking about this first stretch of, like, Season 1, sure, we can say that. But I think anything past Season 2 being called nostalgia is kind of crazy. Because the thing with this is, like, it's the argument of, is nostalgia a good substitute for quality? The answer to me is no. Because I do be calling people out on glazing based off of nostalgia. The reason I don't call people out for glazing, quote-unquote, MLSTA, a bunch of old SML videos is because two things. First of all, I think as a whole, right, old SML holds up extremely well comparative to pretty much anything in modern SML. Because I guarantee you, in 10 years, no one's going to look back at Jeffy's Skibbity Toilet and say, oh, this shit is so peak. I guarantee, I stand by it, 0 people. A population of -5 will say that, right? But, like, with this, with MLSTA, I mean, it still holds up to me really well. And to a lot of other people really well. You know? And also, for me personally, it's because of impact. Impact of something, I've said this before, the impact of something to me is far more important than people give it credit for. And because of MLSTA being so impactful on not only Logan's channel, but Plus Tubing as a whole, there's no way you can get me to say it's anything less than stellar, you know?
Which I know is very dismissive. I myself hate people that just chalk things up to being nostalgia blind or nostalgia goggles, whatever. But that's just the only reason I can think of why someone would prefer this over a future video like Jeffy's daughter.
If you said anything else, I probably would have agreed with you. I'm gonna be dead ass. What is this video? Wait, hold up. I'm not even gonna, hold on, nope. This is why I stopped watching SML. Okay, yeah, okay, I've paused long enough.
Now as time went on, Logan met more people and added more characters. He met a kid named Lavelle, and he helped film videos with Logan by playing characters like Bowser, a new character who is one of the greatest characters of all time,
Chef PP.
Chef PP.
Yo, Chef PP, heard
fuck?
it's your birthday, dog. Shizzle my nizzle and keep it real for Rizzle. Also, your cooking sucks. Need to buy my cookbook and learn how to cook some shit.
Chef PP was a chef that worked for Bowser. He started off as an insane chef that killed Bowser's minions and turned them into food. But in his next appearance, he mellowed out a bit and just became a cranky, tired chef who was forced to take care of another new character, Bowser's spoiled and neglected child, Bowser Jr.
I've actually talked about this before. The Junior era started off really well, and then fizzled out towards the midpoint, and then ended really strong. I think a big part of that is because of the Junior Chef PP dynamic, because it starts off like pretty much any sitcom dynamic, and then it kind of evolves into a little bit more complex, and then it just kind of derails and becomes Chef Pee Pee Torture for a little bit before Junior becomes more of a character on his own and starts hanging out with the Junior Joseph Cody trio, right? That's kind of why I think the Junior era became so good at the end, rather than, because people say 2014 was like one of Logan's best years. Mentally, it does not function. I don't think 2014 is nearly as bad as I once said it was, because it did used to be my least favorite year of the channel. This is after 2020, by the way. But I think 2014 is objectively glazed, because you can't tell me that videos like Bowser's Depression, or Junior's 3 Wishes, or Junior's Cell Phone, you can't tell me those videos are good. It's physically not capable of being communicated.
Don't ask me how he's both. It's just the perfect way to describe him, okay? Now, as you can tell by Chef Pee Pee, Logan didn't just want to make Mario videos. He wanted to add his own original characters in there too, which are surprisingly some genuinely great and funny characters, some better than the actual Mario characters. Later on, they'd introduce more puppets, such as a puppet named Brooklyn T. Guy, who was basically a guy who'd worked everywhere and was just a tired, overworked, middle-aged, divorced twice, mustachioed straight man to the antics that would happen inside of Bowser's and Mario's house. Logan also introduced a cop character named Officer Goodman. Goodman came before Chef Pee Pee and Brooklyn Guy, but I'm not going in order here, okay? I'm just.
You know, it's actually interesting that he mentions Brooklyn Guy and Goodman back to back, because Goodman, like in pretty much all respects, was the prototype for Brooklyn Guy. I think Goodman is way too slept on, or at least Officer Goodman was way too slept on, because he was legitimately funny. I don't hate Mr. Goodman being the rich asshole. I think Goodman's jokes get a little stale after a little bit, you know, especially since it's been, what, I'd say Goodman appeared more so like 2016, so it's been damn near 10 years of the same jokes. But Brooklyn Guy being the straight man, kind of, I do miss that, because now he's just filler guy in every respect. But again, that's a whole different conversation.
Talking about characters here. Goodman was a parody of real-life officers, which included having him be corrupt, racist, you know, the typical cop parody.
Hey, you're that black guy I saw in the news conference, ain't you?
Yeah, that's me.
This is car 15. I'm gonna need backup. I've got a stolen vehicle here.
But this is my car.
Suspect's getting belligerent.
What?
Officer down.
Goodman later became a second Brooklyn Guy, where he was a teacher, a news anchor, a CEO, basically any role Brooklyn Guy couldn't fill without it not making sense to his character. And even later on, he just became a rich guy who was also the news anchor. Don't get me wrong, he's hilarious in my opinion, even funnier than he was before, but it's just a funny transition on how he went from a cop all the way to the richest man in the world. A weird thing that changed was that Goodman used to have a blue suit and a red bow tie.
Yeah.
But then in one video, his suit changed to what he described as
an elephant asshole suit.
Yep. It was a black suit and had a black bow tie. It's not important to anything, but like that was such a strange change that I still never
The elephant asshole suit is infinitely funnier though.
understood to this day. I don't think they ever explained it. It's just like if they changed SpongeBob's red tie to a blue tie, it would just like be a random change. As for the titular character Mario, he went from a typical Mario to more of an everyman character who still kind of saves the day sometimes. And then he went to a depressed, lazy, balding, middle-aged man who can't...
Yeah, Mario's transition and derailment kind of hurts a little, because his old adventurous kind of ways, him being like... He was, I think in MLSTA, for example, he's still Mario, but he's Mario with a little bit of common sense, and to the point where he's like the straight man, while still being his own character. Because a fate a lot of straight men characters fall into that makes them forgettable is that they only exist to play off of other characters. Therefore, them by themselves is boring as shit. I think that's what modern Mario is. Old Mario had at least somewhat of a personality, to the point where he could keep up with other characters without having to share the screen with them.
Can't even get a girlfriend and just sits on his asshole. To eventually, an adopted father, married, still depressed, lazy, and balding middle-aged man who just sits on his asshole. Of course, I don't think I'll go through every character in the series. They introduced way more, like Jackie Chu, Rosalina, Simmons, the police chief,
Yeah.
Screwball.
Fuck you.
balloon at?
It's in my pants.
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and give it a tug, kid?
Okay.
But one character they introduced was more infamous than any other.
It's the man who's now a decade old. That actually hurts to say.
In order to talk about this character, I think we need a little more context. Logan went from living in his mom's house with
Why the fuck are we going through the... Okay, we'll hear him out.
mainly consisted of Bowser Jr. and Chef Pee Pee videos, which were the most popular at the time.
Yep.
They did stuff like Pokemon, the
Yep.
Summer School series,
Yep.
Playtime,
Yep.
and a ton other. Summer School series was probably one of the most important series on the channel because it introduced all of Junior's extended cast. Like his friend Joseph, who's a Koopa Troopa with braces and loved basketball. He was introduced in videos before this series.
I feel like my internet's actually shitting the bed. This video's laggy as hell for some reason. Am I playing anything in the background? I have Steam open. The fuck? Okay. Anyway.
But never like this. The series did introduce Junior's now other best friend, Cody, the gay nerdy Magic Koopa. And the three of them plus Chef Pee Pee would be the majority of the SML videos.
Yep.
Then Junior burned down the house and they moved into their apartment and they made even more Junior videos. But with the apartment came one video.
Now, before he gets into Jeffy, let me talk about the apartment era real quick. The apartment era gets glazed, in my opinion, by people say, oh, the apartment era was so good. Every video in there was a banger. I'm sorry, were we watching the same videos? I don't hate the apartment era, I really don't. I think there's a lot of actual great videos in there. But something about the apartment don't feel right. Unlike the new house for me, I don't mind the red couch in the apartment because it was so small you kind of had to use one location for every video. But at the same time, I feel like most of the apartment videos kind of just blend together and were samey. I do commend Logan for trying to go out and do different stuff and like use different locations and such for the apartment videos because of how small the space was comparative to the old house, or the new house rather, where everything, like the house is so damn big, but they film in what, 3 locations? You got red couch, front door, kitchen. That's it. But let's talk about Jeffy.
About one character that caused a snowball effect that ended up fucking over SML and changing the hierarchy of the SML universe.
The
forever.
Rock.
You all probably know who he is. It's Jeffy.
Jeffy, what are we doing here? Daddy, there's a really hot girl in here I want to raise. You should just walk into her house, Jeffy. Ring-a-ling-ding. Oh my gosh. Hello?
Oh, what the fuck? Get this shit off my screen, bruh.
Yeah, it's Jeffy. Jeffy is the biggest thing to ever happen to SML. He took the channel by storm. Jeffy at first was supposed to be some one-off character, but then something unexpected happened. He
blew
got
up.
views. Jeffy became
This baffles me. To this day, it baffles me. I can't envision, like, to me, it's so weird how Jeffy could be absolutely panned by the community and then become so popular that he takes over the channel at the same time. Anomaly 101.
like the channel's mascot. He became SML's Mario. Wait a second. This was it. This was how SML got popular. I mean, it was kind of popular before, but not like this. This was mainstream popularity. Logan was rolling in it. He was able to move into a nice house. He got several cars for him and his girlfriend. He got put on Good Morning America.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wait.
This video really started the fuck? Scared a dog piss out of me.
Yeah, so there was a video where Jeffy almost hung himself. That kind of led to a kid in real life attempting it and getting hurt.
Again, I call bullshit, but I already talked about that last video.
Which led to them getting demonetized, and then he got put on Good Morning America. He also had this character named Doofy the Dragon, who was basically a kid's TV show host that Junior watched every day, and pretty much every episode just consisted of him killing himself in various different ways. Good Morning America was basically a death sentence for SML. It gave them the negative attention of people who didn't know what SML was. The demonetization was already bad enough, but they got demonetized again and again. because they were not advertiser friendly. Cheese balls! They switched channels 3 times. They switched channels 3 times from Super Mario Logan to Super Luigi Logan to Super Bowser Logan.
And I'm gonna be honest. A sad song from Mario RPG, by the way. I just wanted to point that out. I feel like the demonetization age restriction. You can say a lot about Logan, right? About how he didn't listen to YouTube, about how his content should like, I've seen people who have the take that Logan's content should have just flat out been taken down off the rip without even the chance of demonetization or age restriction. People say his channel should have just gotten absolutely banned off the damn website. To me, hell no, but that's because I'm a fan, right? But I feel like, to me, Logan, this is the one time where Logan was relatively innocent. Like, I feel like, yeah, he still kept trying to push boundaries for whatever reason. But at the same time, it's like Logan made a name for himself off of making kind of out there, very raunchy type of plush videos. So him trying to, like, having YouTube basically say, no, you have to change your entire video style because you quote unquote advertise to kids, even though Logan never flat out stated or even implied that he did, is extremely brain dead. But that's YouTube.
It was crazy and not really fair in my opinion. I didn't like Jeffy at first because I consumed a lot of SMO hate videos. But now,
okay, hold on.
I didn't like Jeffy at first because I consumed a lot of SMO.
Should we talk about the man in question? I'm probably not going to get another chance to. If I do, I apologize to anyone that I may or may not, I don't want to say hurt with this statement, because I'm really not. If anything, I'm just going to be hurting myself by saying this. I don't hate WH Shoot. I never did, and you will never get me to. I said this last time. As a person, don't care. Like, you can hate Dub as much as you want. As a reviewer, we are not going to sit here and say that WH Shoot was not a good reviewer. Like, we can say, oh, well, he was a bit too negative. But I feel like people who say that miss the whole point of what he was trying to do. Like, the reason Dub only focused on the negative aspects of SML was because he was trying to get SML to improve. Right? And it's like, yeah, Dub could have made more positive videos. And later on, he started doing so. You know? But I think calling Dub SML hate is kind of weird. Because it's this idea that all SML reviewers are haters that pisses me off. As a reviewer myself. You know? It's like, if we don't... And this also coincides with my... with the two arguments used by plush glazers. I should say SML glazers, but plush glazers. That pisses me off. And that's don't like it, don't watch, and it's just a plush video, both of which are brain dead arguments that should never be used under any context. Like, by saying don't like it, don't watch, or it's just a plush video, you're essentially excusing the creator's faults at the content's fault for being bad and saying it's not that deep. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. The fuck? Like, I guess that's another one for another day. But maybe Dub's another one for another day. I got a fuck ton to say about him, but we ain't got time.
Hate videos, but now I think he's genuinely really funny, and it actually sucked that YouTube kept fucking them over like that. But it only got worse from here. Eventually, the worst thing that could happen to any Nintendo channel happened. They got the attention of the Nintendo ninjas.
Yeah, the ninjas got to them. Supposedly.
All right, guys, so I'm going to tell you a story about
Allegedly.
why you can't be happy in life. And my mom was texting me, and she was like, you have a certified letter. And I was just like ignoring it, because I was like, I always get stupid letters. And she's like, you have a letter here from a lawyer. And I'm like, oh no. I immediately thought the worst, and it was true. And I said, open it, read it for me. And she's like, it's a letter from a lawyer from Nintendo. And it says they want you to stop using their characters. So anyway, guys, we can no longer use Nintendo characters ever.
I don't want to do another Jeffy's Tantrum bit and say, oh, I call bullshit, because the cease and desist to me is way more probable than the kid who would try to hang himself over a damn SML video. But to me, it still seems improbable, because why? Like, if Nintendo obviously knew about Logan way before this. you know? Like, arguably since before Jeffy started, but definitely after that Jeffy Con shit in New York at the or at the Nintendo store. Like, that's crazy. But I feel like if Nintendo would have had such a, because we already know Nintendo don't fuck around with people. Nintendo don't give no damn warnings, you know. It's just immediate like war, you know. So it's like if Nintendo had a problem with Logan, they would have done it right then and there. They wouldn't have waited several years, you know. But I don't know. I think the cease and desist probably is real. I used to have my doubts, but I think it probably is real because Logan would only be hurting himself by removing his main, like, I won't say main influence. I'll say main draw, and that's the Mario plushes. I guess Jeffy, but who gives a fuck about him? But
again, like literally ever again. We'll get the lawyer to talk to him. Maybe we can work something out, but probably not. Literally, probably not. I don't ever think anything good will happen.
They got a cease and desist, and they had to stop making videos with their Mario plushes, which I imagine must have been hard because Logan was such a big Nintendo fan. But think of the money-making opportunity. Logan turned his characters into original designs and sold them on his
this is why I think this is why I call potential bullshit.
Website. You can make way more money selling these puppets. Sure, they lose some of the charm of using Mario characters and plushies, and wouldn't really be considered plush videos anymore, but the characters barely acted like Mario characters anyways.
They didn't, yeah.
It really wouldn't change that much. Sure, the puppets were hard to get used to at first, but after a while, the fans got used to them, and the puppets molded into being more appealing shapes. Mario became Marvin, a bald middle-aged man in a red shirt and a blue tie. Junior became, well, Junior, a pale ginger kid with a ponytail and a bib. Cody and Joseph became Cody and Joseph. Joseph looks basically what you'd imagine he'd look like, and Cody became ugly. But I got used to the puppet, and I think it looks fine now. Rosalina became Rose. Black Yoshi became your boy Dougie, a black dinosaur.
Look at this downgrade. Top five anime betrayals, bro. What the hell is this shit? Never mind, no hate.
Who's cousins with Booger, Jeffy's pet dinosaur, who technically would be the puppet version of Yoshi.
Speaking of Yoshi, what the fuck happened to him? Yoshi was like a big part of season 1, and like a good side character for season 2, even if he was only in there for like 3 fucking episodes. But it's like, after Black Yoshi gets introduced, Yoshi dis-a-fucking-pears. He doesn't exist until the finale. Which is so weird to me.
Since that's the same lore as before, Black Yoshi being regular Yoshi's cousin and all. Toad became Lil T. They even brought back Luigi as a puppet.
No, stop it. Normal people don't do this. People named Lewis do not jump on turtles.
They really want to get sued, don't they?
Honestly, if Nintendo gave that much of a damn, Marvin's brother would have been the last video on the channel.
They also made new characters using their new puppet-making capabilities, like Steve Staleberger, or Penelope, Brooklyn Guy's daughter, Chives, Mr. Goodman's butler, Bully, who used to be a character named Bully Bill, but became more of a character.
I kind of forgot Bully Bill existed. I liked Bully Bill more than Bully, but I forget Bully Bill existed.
After turning into a puppet. Honestly, in a way, it was a positive that they got that cease and desist letter.
We'll hear him out.
Because they would stop being shackled down by Nintendo. Sure, they couldn't mention anything Nintendo related, but it's fine. They still had Lance, Logan's brother's channel, and Chili, Logan's girlfriend's channel, both being sources for behind the scenes and vlogs, so they could just talk about it there. Oh yeah, I should mention Logan now has a daughter with Chili. A lot of that Smokecast has kids now. Lavelle, who plays Joseph, Braxton and Chef PP has a son, and Anthony, who played mostly miscellaneous characters at first, until the Puppet era, where he plays characters like Chives, Timmy, Rose's alien parent. He has a son too. Booby or Pablo or Chris or Dirty or whatever the fuck his real name is. It's Chris. He doesn't have any kids. At least if he does, he doesn't really go public about anything.
This motherfucker's gonna secretly drop like 15 fucking military veteran kids, and they're just gonna appear in World War III and smite every single one of the enemy nations. It's gonna happen, you know. When it does, hit me up.
Because he doesn't really do social media. I mean, he has a TikTok, but he just posts random stuff.
May the 3rd be with you.
Alright.
When I was in high school, I watched a lot of My Little Pony.
Oh yeah, Poopy plays
What?
Brooklyn Guy Cody, Lone Dolphin, and a ton of other characters.
What happened to Lone Dolphin?
Logan's brother Lance, who plays Goodman, Jeffy, Tony the Tiger, Shrek, Woody, Dougie, and a ton of other characters. I don't think he has any kids, but he does have a wife. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of just stating facts and observations right now. The next thing I want to talk about, and I don't really have a good transition for, is the many eras of SML.
Okay, there's two. Okay, so now we got something I can actually talk about that isn't just Lance doesn't have any kids, but he got a wife. No hate. Let's talk about eras. I think there's really only two ways. You got character-based and then location-based eras. Location-based eras are leagues easier because once Logan leaves, he doesn't come back. Character eras get a little bit iffy because it's technically true, but then you have like classic era, which is the main splitting point, because if we're doing by main character, it would be what? Mario, then Mama Luigi, then Black Yoshi, but yeah.
Let's start off with the early years, as I call them, where Logan was still a kid and didn't really know what he's doing, and just posted whatever he wanted. Then comes the old house era, which was the same house that was...
So we are doing location-based, okay.
In the early years, but shut up. The old house era goes from Mario and Luigi's Stupid and Dumb Adventures, Season 2, Episode 1, to Bowser's House Fire.
So we're lumping Season 1 in with the early years? That's kind of weird. That is really weird. Do people really consider Season 1 to be that low quality now? Really? Season 2 is objectively better, yes, we know this, but I don't know. So, opinions.
At least, that's why I think it starts. The old house era was primarily junior videos. The videos were slower paced and were mostly improv, so the scenes went on longer and the jokes didn't always land. A lot of fans think this was SML's peak.
It is.
I think the apartment era was overall their peak, but every era still has its videos that I always go back to. Like, for example, what I consider to be the best videos to come from this era was Bowser Jr. Summer School, which was where Junior had to go back to.
I think in terms of Summer School versus MLSDA, I think MLSDA is the best, but Summer School is probably my favorite. Just in terms of like laughs and stuff, because I always watch MLSDA for two things: nostalgia and story. Jokes too, but that's mainly Season 1.
Summer School, and it introduced a ton of fun characters like Cody, Principal Steinbach. It also solidified some characters' roles like Joseph as Junior's best friend, Jackie Chu as the teacher. It was a nice simple era until Junior burnt his house to the ground. Yeah, Junior left a scented candle lit in his bed for the whole day, and that's what burnt down the house, leading to the Brooklyn firefighter trying to put it out. And later on,
those are some elite level effects for 2015.
On giving them a new temporary apartment. Anyways, next up is the apartment era. This is when Logan moved out of his mom's house and moved into his first apartment. This one spans from the end of Bowser's House Fire to the Kooplings Part 2. This was when I started watching. My first SML video was Bowser Jr.'s 8th birthday.
Oh, yo ass must have been fucking terrified. Yeah, no, 8th birthday is like a horrible video to start with. Not because it's bad, it's just because it's terrifying. Shit's scary.
It was like a Five Nights at Freddy's parody where Junior, Joseph, Cody, and Chef PP all go to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and then everyone dies. But my favorite...
I've watched too much SMR. I'm gonna back away from the screen just in case he does that damn jump scare.
Favorite video from this era is probably nothing. I don't really have a favorite. There's too many good videos. Like Bowser Jr.'s credit card, Bowser Jr.'s painting, Bowser Jr.'s Nintendo 3DS,
We're glazing.
Bowser Jr. goes to the sun, Bowser Jr.'s package,
We're glazing.
Bowser Jr. Okay, there were a lot of Bowser
Jr. Loses Thomas is actually a sleeper pick though.
Jr. videos. But another one I liked was The Elevator, which was also a Bowser Jr. video. Damn it. Okay, one major criticism...
Well, maybe because it's in the apartment era, there was like... It's either... Was there... Hold on. It's your Junior video or your Jeffy video towards the end. There's really no in-between because Mario was relegated to a side character, surprisingly. And, it's so weird. Never mind. I'll get into that in a later video.
Logan gets is having the same loop of Bowser Jr. videos, and later on Jeffy videos, and later on Bowser Jr. and Jeffy videos. I personally don't have a problem with it because, I mean, variety is always good, I think. But I really like Junior and Jeffy, so who the fuck cares? To be honest, going back, Jeffy had a ton of funny videos, like Jeffy goes to the zoo and Jeffy's homework.
On this fucking card.
I think it's just, I don't hate Jeffy. I just hate his impact. Like, Jeffy as a character for me is pointless because to me he's just not funny, and that's again subjective. But his impact was so detrimental to the channel that it just, it paints him in a bad light for me. That's why I can never say he's good.
It was baby 2. It was 2 plus 2 equals baby 2. Why is that not baby 0?
There's no such thing as a baby.
Because you know what? On this fucking card, baby 0 would actually be right.
This arrows. Oh.
Okay, no, that one is funny. That is funny.
Honestly, so good. But then came the 2-part series, The Koopalings. Junior clones himself because nobody wants to play with him. Jeffy would rather lick a cactus than play with him. Cody and Joseph would rather go to a hockey game. His dad won't play with him. The prostitute on the phone won't play with him.
What?
So he decides to just play with himself.
Pause.
Wait, while he's at the park, Screwball the clown and Hansel the hobo try selling him a cardboard box, passing it off as a clone machine. That actually works somehow, cloning him 7 different times. He meets his new brothers and sister, and then he shows them off to his dad. And we end part 1. Then, 7 months later, what in tarnation? Why was there a 7-month gap between these videos? Okay, well, we get part 2, I guess.
I actually never noticed that. Maybe because it's probably because I'm just out of the loop by the time the apartment era gets around. No hate, it's just I didn't pay attention that much in that era.
Yes, Bowser tells Junior if the Koopalings are able to clean the entire apartment, they get to live there, and it leads to some Can the Hat style shenanigans where they destroy the entire apartment until Bowser and Chef Pee-Pee come home and see the mess. Then Mario, Rosalina, and Jeffy come home. Then Mr. Goodman comes by and tells them all their neighbors called about a chainsaw going off.
If there's a chainsaw in this apartment, I swear to God, you are evicted as fuck. I'm coming in your apartment complex, I'm gonna look around, and if I see with my own 2 eyes a fucking chainsaw, you 2 are fucked.
And that's the end of the apartment era. The new house era starts from the video titled The New House to the Human Potion. Or if you want to be lenient, it goes all the way until the Super Bowl problem. That's the last time we see the plushies appeared. The new house starts off with the gang in a Holiday Inn doing their usual antics.
I don't have a lot to say at this point. This is just kind of facts.
Jeffy jumping on the bed, Mario punching Jeffy, Chef Pee-Pee beating Junior up for losing them the house, until Brooklyn guy, the GOAT, comes in and tells them about a new house that was recently foreclosed on. He tells them about how 25 people were murdered in that house.
What is that? Oh, how about that? That's 26. How do we miss that one?
Mario makes some stupid observations and questions.
Is this house 2 stories?
Yeah. Did you not see it when you came in?
Yeah, Mario.
When you looked at it outside, you didn't notice? I mean, you walked past the stairs on the way in here, dumbass.
How did you not see it?
I mean, look up. See that?
Oh.
Yeah, it's 2nd story.
Brooklyn guy continues the tour and tells them to never go inside this tiny little door, which we later find out is a secret room that Brooklyn guy, who's secretly the guy who murdered those 26 people, lives in. And he was never a cop or a doctor or a firefighter or any of those things. He just put on the outfits of the people who he murdered, and it was an insane reveal. Crazy to turn such an important, reoccurring character into a secret mass murderer who tries to kill Mario, Rosalina.
Nope, because we can't do character arcs in modern SML. We can't do anything interesting in modern SML. We have to uphold the status quo, because if we don't, the fans will get mad.
And Jeffy is what I would say if that actually happened, which kind of did, but it was revealed that it was actually Brooklyn T. Guy's brother, Does Bad Things Guy, who is his only identical twin, so he had him cover for him since getting them the new house. I would be disappointed if the reveal wasn't so stupid it became funny. And I mean, like, Does Bad Things Guy? You kidding me? That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Give me 10 more. Also, I mean, in the new house, they literally talk about Brooklyn Guy's many other brothers, like Miami Guy or Chicago Guy, so it didn't really come out of nowhere. Anyways, another important video they released at this time was Jeffy's parents, which was led up to ever since Jeffy's first appearance. That's how built up it was. for a whole year. Jeffy was dropped off at Mario's door by his mom, and a whole year later, she comes back to pick him up because world-renowned painter Jacques-Pierre Francois killed himself for a painting he called The Suicide. He was a character that appeared in Bowser Jr.'s painting and was the main antagonist of the video, but later it was revealed he was actually Jeffy's father.
Jacques is the GOAT. I liked him in 21st Birthday. I like him as a character, to be dead ass. It's kind of sad that he's dead now, but he never really appeared to begin with.
And he left all of his money to Jeffy, and that's the reason his mom came back for him, so she can get Jeffy's money when he turns 18. And this video is actually top tier. If you actually give a fuck about these characters, then it does get emotional at times.
I don't. I don't care about Jeffy. I don't give a fuck. I don't care, boy.
It's not like unironic cinema, but like, it's good, I swear. Jeffy's mom is a crack whore. She looks hideous and probably did drugs and drank while she was pregnant with Jeffy, which is the reason why he's the way he is. At first, Mario was gladly going to give Jeffy away, but after a while he gets a change of heart and realizes how awful he's been and calls the cops. And
I do like Mario's arc in this video. It just sucks that I don't give two halves of a damn about Jeffy.
Jeffy's mom and adopts Jeffy for real this time. Then they find out about the money, which Mario obviously gets excited about, but he adopted Jeffy before knowing about the money, so he's a good guy. After he adopts Jeffy, Rosalie comes back to him because she left after Jeffy got taken away by his mom, and Jeffy plays on his cat piano for God knows how long, and Mario is fine with it for once because he's just happy to have Jeffy. A lot of people hated this ending because they found Jeffy annoying and thought he just tortured Mario, but like, putting your biases aside, Jeffy is literally just a stupid kid. Like, nothing he does is genuinely vile at a map.
Are we pushing the narrative that Jeffy doesn't know what he's doing? This is shit. Maybe 2026 is the new 2016. Fuck. Because if we're pushing that narrative, I'm gonna have to reawaken the soul of GameCube, dude.
Alice. So it's just like some grown men beefing with a 12-year-old. Now, modern day Jeffy, who's like 21, I think, he does things out of malice, but it's funny, so I don't care.
Sure, we can say that.
The end of the new house is pretty uneventful because it ends abruptly. The human potion just introduces the human puppets for Junior, Joseph, and Cody, and the Super Bowl problem is just another SML video. Now we move on to the puppet era, starting with either the human potion or rich Brooklyn guy. Once again, not a very eventful video because the switch happened so abruptly. They had to switch channels like a 4th time because he had to delete all of his other ones. One of them almost having 10 million subscribers, which is unbelievable. Like, I'd kill myself if I had to do that.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. The 4th channel starts with mostly just remakes of the older videos, but with the puppets. None of them better than the originals, I think, but still good seeing as they're just the old videos with puppets and few change/new jokes. They stopped doing remakes after a while, and since their fan base has been actually really loyal and follow.
I never liked the remakes because they existed for nothing more than a pad out the schedule.
Them throughout all their channels, they still get millions of views on videos and just all kind of accept that the past videos are canon. And even them getting sued is sometimes considered canon in universe, like they mention it. I'd say the puppet era has had the most variety since the old school era.
I don't think we're gonna push. I hope he doesn't push the agenda. The puppet era is good. I really hope he doesn't push the agenda.
Or whatever I called that era. You know, like when he first started out. Like, we'd get videos about Goodman.
Brother.
Brooklyn guy, Braxton, Marvin, Rose, Chef PP videos.
You know, I find it funny how he mentions Woody as if Woody doesn't. Hold up, wait, am I tweaking?
It's about Goodman, Brooklyn guy.
My bad, he mentioned Brooklyn guy. But no, I mean, there is variety, but it's just the same characters. When we said we wanted variety, because for the longest time the totem pole was Junior video and Jeffy video, and then every once in a blue moon we would get like a Mario video or a Bowser video or a Woody or a Shrek video. When we say variety, we don't mean Brooklyn guy, Goodman, Mario. We mean like Woody, Shrek. Characters that we haven't seen in a while that are actually good,
Braxton, Marvin, Rose, Chef PP videos, just videos about multiple characters. Even videos about the actual SML crew like Pooby, Logan, Lance, Lavelle, Lena, Anthony. They made the cast of the puppets and even do like real life human segments with just the actors, no puppets at all. I don't think it's as good as the old videos. Whether that's nostalgia or not, I don't care. But it's still good, I think. They honestly haven't changed as much as people claim. It's kind of like South Park. It changed in minor ways, but like...
I think that's actually really interesting. When people say that, there actually have been a lot of people who say that, well, Logan hasn't changed as much as people say he has. Not necessarily true. I see what they mean. It's not like SML did a complete 180 and turned into a completely, different beast that is damn near unrecognizable. I think the characters themselves, absolutely, but the format's relatively the same.
Overall, still basically the same. To be honest, I think I even prefer some puppet designs over the originals, like Marvin and Rose. Now I think I went over everything I wanted to go over in this video. We have a 12-page script here, and I think it's time to wrap it up. SML is still one of the strangest puppet shows I've ever seen. It started off with plushies and then added a few puppets and then went completely puppets. It's a lot like South Park and Family Guy mixed with the Muppets and Sesame Street. It's very raunchy and random and stupid and offensive.
It's very stupid and dumb and adventurous at times.
But it's also very funny. Very funny. Not every episode is a banger, but it's still good. If this video interests you, I recommend giving any of the videos I mentioned a watch. Anyways, that's about all I have to say. But in commemoration of SML, I decided to make my own junior video.
Really, sir?
So guys, what do you want to do here? I don't know, dude. I'm bored. Hey, guys, I'm gay. I'm gay, guys. You know that? Do you know I was gay, guys? You know that? You guys
It's actually a high quality junior plush. I'm actually kind of mad now.
know that? You guys know I'm gay? Junior, I fucking hate you.
Top 5 lines of all time.
It's so fun to rip a fart, whether on
My bike or in my car. I don't know why I have that shit. What the fuck? Yeah, so we've been here for damn near an hour. W Soapy Soupy, W video, to be completely honest. And with that said, I would love to review some more videos. I mean, obviously I've been a little busy, but yeah. With that being said, I'm the GoldFlower Reviewer, and I'll see you all in the next video.